I do appreciate the Atlantic finding the one photo where Zohran does not look like the friendliest man in the world. Why won't Zohran Mamdani denounce a dangerous slogan? So based of him to not back down on that. The writer's Hitlerite, Jonathan Chait. He would rank neither Mamdani nor Cuomo. I see. Them should court Murkowski hard. Jesus Christ. I'm assuming you can't watch Colbert on stream, but Zohran did great on it last night. I can't watch it on stream, but unfortunately I really want to because he really did. Do you think I could get away with a little bit of audio?
A friend of mine told me about how he went to his synagogue for Shabbat services, and he heard the door open behind him. Crisis of anti-Semitism. It's something that we have to tackle. We navigate disagreement. You know, I remember the words of Mayor Koch, who said, if you agree with me on 9 out of 12 issues, vote for me. 12 out of 12, see a psychiatrist. And I had an older Jewish woman come up to me at B'nai Jeshurun in a synagogue many months ago after a Democratic Club forum. And she whispered in my ear, I disagree with you on one issue. I'm pretty sure you know which one it is. And I agree with you on the others, and I'm going to be ranking you on my ballot. And I say this because I know there are many New Yorkers with whom I have a disagreement about the Israeli government's policies. And also,
keep talking, you fool. Oh, you're right.
That's a disagreement still rooted in shared humanity. Because the conclusions I've come to, they are the conclusions of Israeli historians like Amos Goldberg. They are echoing the words of an Israeli Prime Minister, Ehud Olmert, who said just recently, what we are doing in Gaza is a war of devastation. It is cruel, it is indiscriminate, it is limitless, it is criminal killing of civilians. These are the conclusions I've come to.
Stephen, could I? Sure, please. I mean, by the way,
it's really good. I watched a big chunk of it, but yeah, it really does seem like Colbert. I don't want to be too like dogged on Colbert here because I understand that he's got the thumb of the deep state pressing on the back of his neck, and I understand that, you know, he's not like Jimmy Fallon or whatever. He's definitely no Jon Stewart, but like the let me see if I can catch. Hold on.
He left unlocked a friend
us to today who are afraid that you wouldn't be their mayor, that you wouldn't protect them.
You know, I know where that fear is. That's what we have to tackle. There is no room for violence there in this city, in this country, in this world, and
no justification for violence of any kind.
No, there is.
It's weird because it seems like Stephen Colbert gave him a really good setup for a lot of the for the answers that he gave. Like, it seems like Colbert framed it in a tough way, but also in a way that gave Mamdani the ability to build a really good answer, if that makes any sense. Like, it wasn't like a Bill Maher interview. Malicious compliance. I don't want to be conspiratorial with it or anything like that. I think that Stephen Colbert is a bit of a hack, but I don't think he's a complete hack. Oh, his team definitely would have okayed the question beforehand. Also, if you were Mamdani, what kind of idiot would you have to be to go on Stephen Colbert's show and not think you're going to be asked questions about Israel, right? Like, he knew, but it still came out really well. I don't know. I'm proud of him, man. Oh, even more important endorsement, you're right. Is this really what Nick Mullen looks like these days? Am I like missing out by not living in New York City? I feel like they're always on a level. They're always up to something.
Everybody, I'm here with Zohran in a hot day in Crown.
Extremely hot.
Very hot. It's Tuesday, it's our last chance, and we really need young men, 30 guys in their 30s and 40s who still listen to podcasts to come out and turn this against. I can't listen to Andrew Cuomo ever again. We gotta stop this guy and the billionaires that are trying to take podcasts away from us. That's what they're gonna do. Please come out.
Why have I seen people try to cancel Mamdani for taking a photo with Hassan but not with Nick Mullen, or video, I'm sorry, but not with Nick Mullen? How is this not? Listen, I'm not participating in the denunciation squad. I'm just saying, like, you'd think if anything you'd get a hell of a lot more off of this. Hassan is less edgy than me. Nick Mullen is significantly more edgy than me. I'm just saying, like, you know, there's a rising scale because Hassan's haters are being Islamophobic. It is true that Hassan is Muslim. Praise Allah.
Tuesday, your last chance. Bring your friends.
Tuesday.
It's super simple. Voting's fun. You get a pen. Please do it. Come out.
Please come on out. 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. is your final chance. You're just points away from toppling the political dynasty. This is for all of my Nintendo Switch heads. Now is the time.
It pisses me the f off that I can't grow a mustache on its own because I'm too blonde. You need to be brunette to grow a mustache on its own, because otherwise you look like I don't think I would look very good. I think it would be quite unflattering to me.
Let's see where's next.
I'm gonna dial.
some of the Zoran literature?
Mama, I got them out.
So much, I think, what you encounter in terms of canvassing is not even people being hostile to a candidate. It's that people are really, really reticent to put trust in politicians. And I think that canvassing is an opportunity to try to build that
I know all
trust.
these people, or at least I know their faces.
You don't know all of them, silly.
This guy is all heart and hope. And those are two very difficult things to feel at the same time these days.
New York, since the cold of October, we have built something truly.
People who I know from completely non-political backgrounds are getting inspired by this campaign.
A lot of people are feeling depressed and scared by like things I see in the news.
When it comes to like slowing down what is happening on a federal level, everything feels so insurmountable.
It's at those moments exactly when you feel powerless and unable to make the effort that you should.
So we're on Mamdani's campaign for mayor. I'm Adriana, I'm a volunteer.
Door knocking wins elections, canvassing wins elections, connections, that is what wins elections.
I'm a very strong supporter at this point. So we're just asking people if we can guarantee they'll rank him number one.
Yeah, I'll rank him number one.
When will we know the results? Unfortunately, we're not going to know the results for quite a while because of the ranked choice voting system, and for some reason in America, everything takes forever to count. Elon needs time to dip his balls into every voter pool. However, we will see positive trends or negative trends today, based on stuff like exit polling, voter turnouts. You know, we will get indicators.
Thank you so much. I also see you have a kitty there.
I canvassed a house that had two roommates that asked to be put down to volunteer. Wasn't in the best mood that day, but once I came across them, I was like, that really uplifted me.
People think of Staten Island as like a deeply red borough, but ultimately it is still a very working class borough. So the reception I've gotten was actually overwhelmingly positive.
The things that you care about, the people to the right and left of you both care about.
The Bronx loves him so far.
Holy fit. Oh my God, man. It's the mustache. I'm telling you guys, I need to dye my beard.
So far.
And neighbors were saying, thank you for coming to talk to me. Why don't we know about him yet? Or, this guy sounds great.
We met somebody who had never heard of him, but they instantly loved him. Sir, would you like a flyer for Zoran Mamdani?
Without a beard, you'd look like iDubbbz. Isn't iDubbbz like handsome? If I remember, isn't he handsome? Also, he's named Ian, which is, I don't know if you know this, what I'm called. I don't think I would look like iDubbbz at all. I don't think I would look even remotely like iDubbbz. Isn't this hot? This would be aspirational. I don't have the twink body thing going on though. I could lose 40 pounds of fat and I would still be like a husky guy. He's skunkly core. Yeah, that's the thing. The current trend, what's it called? Safe sleaze, right? It's like making yourself look like a 1970s pornographer, but in a way that makes it look like you respect women's rights, right? Where you have the mustache and like the mullet and like the kind of like greasy bangs look. Not hating, but I can't do that for a variety of reasons. My hair is too dense. I don't have the right facial hair, but he does have a mustache without being a brunette. So I don't know. Maybe I could stand to learn something a little bit. You understand what I'm talking about. You're all picking up what I'm putting down. You get it. Now, lumberjack, jack guy, arrow win. Dude, can I be honest with you guys? I hate the lumberjack thing. I hate the 2010s ass, millennial ass, PNW ass, wearing a flannel and then suspenders over the flannel that are connected to low-rise jeans, big beard, but like doesn't know how to change your car's oil. I can't stand that shit, okay? That's not who I am inside, okay?
You're voting too? Yeah. You're gonna rank him number one?
When I talk to people, they go like, I don't know who's gonna be running for mayor other than Cuomo. Everyone's busy working, so I can't blame them. But one thing you can do is literally advocate for the people that you want, and I want Zoran Mamdani.
The fact that he wants to implement rent freezes, we got someone to say yes, that they're gonna vote for Zoran.
Especially when I talk to a lot of seniors. They're suddenly very, very interested in issues about groceries, the cost of living.
I actually met a few grandmas who I loved this pamphlet part with in Spanish.
There's so many of us that do want a mayor that will actually reflect our values.
They were like, we're number one, we just moved in this neighborhood, we love him, and then I got to knock on 19 different doors.
It's felt healthy for me to be doing this.
It was either to go out there and actually do something about something, or to stay at home and doom scroll.
I'm just really lucky to be a part of something bigger than just myself.
New York sometimes feels like too big to kind of make a difference in, but that like, it can be a small town.
Probably vote that way anyways.
I'm gonna say hi to Junkie.
So we're all here. Also, every single canvas that I have joined, I have met a new person. Like yesterday, I attended a Shabbat dinner that was thrown by another canvasser.
I'm here because action is the antidote to despair.
There's a lot of feeling that we no longer have autonomy because we're not a billionaire who can buy elections.
It's the most optimistic thing that I have seen since the catastrophe back in January. And people really believe in this man. And I kind of do too. I mean, I don't kind of, I do.
I think he wants like a city that's more affordable for people to live in.
You want to be in the meat grinder. Like,
yeah.
That's basically what it is.
That's how it feels.
Living in the city, living anywhere.
You know what's one thing I really appreciate? Mamdani has, like all good politicians, said he intends to represent all New Yorkers. He has not reached a handout to Republicans at all. At no point has he been like, you know, whether you voted for Trump or not, I think we can all agree on this or that. No attempt on his part to do that. Like, why would he? Because it could, not only is it based, it's also strategically a waste of time. Why the fuck would he do that? Any Republican who's voting in the Democratic mayoral primary is voting for Cuomo. Like, why would, yeah, it's a total waste of time. But a lot of people do it to signal bipartisanship, and he hasn't, which I appreciate.
In this world should not be difficult. You know, it isn't that difficult. Like, all we need is someone with the will and the strength and character to fight for us. And I think we found that in Mamdani.
Yeah, old me would say if Mamdani loses, at least we had like an incredible campaign that showed the power of unity and leftist spirit. But current me says if we lose, we should all self-immolate. We should all take a long walk off a short pier. I'm gonna lose my goddamn mind. Poly market goes crazy. Yeah, the poly market's gonna favor Cuomo for sure. Oh, actually, right now the poly market's shifting in favor of Mamdani. Not that it means anything because it's all gambling and gambling's a sin. Oh, that's another thing he's based for. Mamdani was asked about like gambling and he said, oh no, he was walking through Times Square and he saw a big poly market betting odds of him versus Cuomo on one of the screens and he said, gambling is haram. Love that. Hope not too much hope gets put into Mamdani. I wonder how much influence he would have to implement his policies. Well, I want him to like wage war against the Democratic establishment in New York City. I want Wall Street financiers to be waking up next to horses' heads in their, you know, Staten Island mansions or whatever. Upstate mansions, probably. Why would they live on Staten Island? It's where the cops are. The powers that be hate his ass? Yeah, of course they do, because they're evil. They're evil. Yeah, but would that actually happen, though? You have to believe it can happen for it to happen. Everything is impossible until you believe it's possible. You know, capitalist realism is the greatest weapon they have. There are lots of people who will side against their own interests because they believe anything that acts in their interest can't be realized, you know? You have to manifest that shit. Power of positive mental energy. To me. The haram clip.
It's the stock market. What do they know?
Gambling is
The odds aren't great.
I love this guy, man.